You're listening to El Americano Podcast, where barbershop talk meets backyard carne asada energy. Hosted by yours truly, Adam Lee, a Central Valley original, fueled by strong opinions and questionable sources. Yeah, I take deep dives and I get lost sometimes, but don't we all? From pop culture to sports, I'm here to stir the pot, crack some jokes, and keep it 100. All with that Americano twist, baby. No filter, all gas, no brakes, and all over the road. This is El Americano Podcast. All right, we're back for episode 6 of El Americano. We just got done wrapping up watching the end of the Monday Night Football game, and I heard a lot over the radio. You know what? Let me go back a little bit. We got O here, and we got K-Mac back. Forgot to add that. So wanted to throw that in there because we got some explosive people here ready to talk some football. I know K-Mac's excited. He's been away for a couple of weeks. And you know what? We're coming to you a lot faster, and we hope to get the episode to you a lot quicker within the week so you can hear what we got to say if you like it or you don't. Either way, we're going to give it to you, baby. So with that said, the Ravens, what I noticed is that Derrick Henry fumbled over the radio again, and that would be the second time. Sounds like he's fumbled. He's pretty sure-handed. I've never seen him fumble like this in crucial moments. What's your guys' thoughts, on the situations going on in Baltimore?
My boy, the biggest thing that my takeaway from the game was that Lamar is going to have more on his plate now because that defense played so poorly. I thought the defense was going to show up and shut the Lions down. I didn't think they were going to be able to run the ball the way they did. And that to me tells me, you know what? Is Lamar ready to take the challenge and be the number one leader of this team? Because everybody knows, dude, the Ravens, it's their defense.
They have everything.
It's their defense, right? And so can Lamar rise up to the challenge and carry this team the way Josh Allen does, right? The way Pat Mahomes has done. Can Lamar step up, right?
And overcome other players' mistakes because that's what's happening.
And be the guy.
We have Andrews dropping the ball last year. We got Henry dropping the ball this year. What do you think the Ravens need to do to fix what they have going on? Because, I mean, it's true what O says. They've been a dominant defense, and they flash. And things have changed these days. You don't have Ravens of 2000 or the Bucks of the year that they went to the Super Bowl. There's not shutout defenses. There's more of like defenses are opportunistic, get turnovers, or shut people down on third down more often than teams that are bad. What's going on with the Ravens?
I think the Ravens are fine. Okay. Like, let's not forget this Detroit. Well, yeah, it's September, but this Detroit offense is still the same Detroit offense that we've seen the last 2 years. They still have explosive playmakers: Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Sam Laporta, young buck Isaac Tisla, who's yet to show something. But they got a great offensive line, and I haven't even mentioned Jared Goff, who's been to the Super Bowl, right? Like they can score points with the best of them, regardless of what defense is in front of them. Okay, like this was an elite offense going up against what we think is an elite defense. Okay, and you win some, you lose some. Every dog's got his day. Right. This was just two good teams that we expect to see in January. Right. That just shot it out.
Who do you trust more? Who do you trust more? You trust the Ravens going forward, or do you trust the Lions? Who do you think's going to be basically a contender at the, or do you feel like both of them will be there at the end?
No, I can answer that. I'm trusting. I was worried about the Lions. I was definitely worried about them because Ben Johnson was gone. I'm thinking, man, that play caller, he was doing some fun stuff. Like, you know, the Lions were bought in.
Yeah.
And so I was worried a little bit about it, right? But I'm going, if Lamar has to carry the Ravens and it's not on the defense, I'm worried because he's so inconsistent. He was missing a lot of throws tonight that you can't miss in the NFL. You got to take advantage of that.
I've referenced this before in the past that he is not consistent, especially in the playoffs. It's hard for him to string 3 games together because the windows get smaller. He's got to throw in little tight spots, and he can do it, but he doesn't do it consistently. And I trust the Lions run, that they can run the ball at will, because from my understanding, what I was hearing on the radio is that the 2 guards that they replaced the other 2 guards they had were getting down today, and that was the difference. That's from what I heard on the radio.
Sure.
That's what Kurt Warner was saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can only hear it because I was trying to get here.
Right.
But, you know.
If I had to pick between the two, I think both of them are still going to be in the dance at the end of the year. But I trust Baltimore more. I think they're more battle tested. Okay, we have a former MVP, a guy who finished second last year, arguably could have won that thing. Okay, I still believe in that defense. Okay, I'm just gonna give them this one. Like I said,
it's a mulligan. It's September football,
100%.
And the thing is, we got to think about the divisions, right? You know, with Joey B going down once again, right? That makes it a clearer path for the Ravens. Now they got to worry about old Aaron Rodgers, right?
2-1.
I think the Ravens are going to be okay. They're going to be in the playoffs,
Ravens are 1-2,
right? And then look, I mean, look at the division over here in the North, right? You got the Packers who fell flat on their face against the Cleveland Browns,
which we predicted that was going to be, that was an easy win for Green Bay, but no one saw that coming.
Nobody saw it coming.
And you know what? Week 3, just to touch on week 3, was a little bit of like, don't believe it, because there was so many blocked field goals, so many blocked punts. You really can't tell. And then people are telling me that Jalen Hurts he's the real deal. A.J. Brown made him.
Well, the Rams were hurting. They were missing their best DB.
You brought that up.
They were missing their best defensive back, right? No, the Fisk played.
Oh, did he play?
But they were missing their best defensive back that game. And so A.J. Brown's going up against this little 5'8".
He threw him to the side.
180-pound guy who it would have been Witherspoon on him, and he was just shoving him to the side like he was nothing.
A.J. Brown's yak and Jordan Davis won that game for them. Hurts had nothing to do with it. Hurts just delivered the ball. And it wasn't even great passes. He threw a nice ball to Smith, but I mean, overall, it's just there for him to take. They have everything. He's serviceable.
Jalen Hurts. I'm a Jalen Hurts truther.
Yeah.
All right.
As in, what are you going to tell me right now?
Which is he's a gamer.
I'm just going to let you know that seat right there. Crazy people say crazy stuff in that seat.
And that's fine.
That's why I'm here. Come back over here because I'm going to say something crazy.
That's why I'm here.
I like it, K-Mac. What you got, baby?
Okay. Look, Jalen Hurts is a gamer, okay? And you can articulate it the way you just did. Jalen Hurts just has to deliver the ball.
That's it.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he's got to put a ball through a window in the NFL. He's got to put a ball with enough zip to get there before this backer gets underneath.
To put things in perspective, it was week 3 and he threw his first touchdown pass on Sunday.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And just to let you know, I think his own team doesn't even trust him.
I'm not crowning him the best QB.
Is he a top 10 quarterback?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now ask me if he's a top 10 passer.
Okay. I respect that.
Okay.
But is he a top 10 quarterback when it comes to everything?
Yes.
Now, is he on the back end of the 10, or is he like right after 5? Because I know he's not inside 5.
I'll tell you where he's at. He's a Super Bowl champ.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Does he go down as like the greatest game manager ever? Like,
no.
Hey, I just do what I got. Like Chris Jones, right? Told him, man, you don't even have 100 yards throwing. What'd he say? Man, shut up, fool. Look at the scoreboard.
Yeah. Right.
We're whooping you.
Like, if he's not being a detriment to his team and he's only helping.
I heard he turns around and shows you your ass when he talks about,
He might. Hey, he might, bro. Hey,
he's like, look at push me.
Cheeks is cheeks, dog.
Hey, boys winning, though.
Yeah, he is.
Right.
But I just don't think, I think we all know. Can we agree on this? He's their weakness? No, he's not their weakness. No. What is their weakness then? If they have one, you can't tell me what's a bigger weakness on that team.
Their safeties. Their safeties.
I think that's debatable. I think the quarterback is the biggest weakness on that team.
Not at all. Because I've seen Jalen Hurts rise to the occasion outside of the tush push.
Hey, we will see.
I'm just not a fan of him.
And we've seen him go.
I'm going to take my Baker Mayfield hate and I'm going to put it on Hurts now.
Listen, if I'm building a team, is Jalen Hurts the first quarterback I'm choosing?
Of course
Absolutely not, right? No. But I'm building from the inside out. I'm going for those D tackles. But
let's play a game right now.
And he's giving you two different Eagles teams. That first Eagles team didn't get there off the defense.
No, that's true.
The second Eagles team got there on the defense and the run game.
Because he did ball out against the Chiefs that one year, the first one, he was throwing touchdowns all over the place. Right. And they were accurate throws. It wasn't just like throw it up there.
These players have titles. Okay, best quarterback, best tight end, best whatever. At the end of the day, it's like, are you the best football player? And I had this conversation with you about Taysom Hill. Every time Taysom Hill was on the football field, he was the best football. He was the best football.
Tell me, because I want my listeners to know.
Yes, and this is straight facts, bro. I'm gonna bring it all together for the people.
Bring it together.
Every time Taysom Hill was on the football field, he was the best football player on the field at all times.
No matter who they were playing.
No matter who they're playing.
I need you guys to hear what he's saying.
Now,
go to the comments and
yes.
let me know.
Listen.
Because he feels that Taysom Hill, when he steps on the field.
Listen.
Okay.
If Taysom Hill's team, the Saints, was going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady, I'm not saying he's the best quarterback on the field, but I'm saying pound for pound, this man is so good at the game of football that you don't have to take him off the field. You can go and put him at linebacker. You can go and tell him to return this punt or kick. He'll block the punt or kick. He'll walk your dog. You know what I mean?
But that doesn't always translate to wins and losses, right?
Yeah. I just
No, I'm not gonna argue that.
I think he's a good athlete.
But I'm bringing it back to like Jalen Hurts being a top tier elite quarterback. Like, you don't have to be the best passer to be the best quarterback
now
in the
I understand
NFL.
your take on Hurts because of the Taysom Hill. Now it's starting to make sense to me.
They're just ball players.
Because you can do the same thing with
Think
him.
of the best guy in high school, at your high school. He was never coming off the field, right? Because he was the best football player on the team and he was going to help you win games. So why are you going to pull him off the field?
Let me ask you this. If we were to put Jalen Hurts on another team, pick another team, would he be the same quarterback? Would he still have the same success?
Does he have the same coach? Does he have a different coach?
Well, he'd probably have a better coach. Because I don't even think his coach is very good.
If you're asking him to throw the ball 40 times a game,
they're going to lose.
Absolutely not.
And I think a good coach is not going to ask him to do that.
Right. You coach to your player's strengths, not the other way around.
So is he a game manager? Is that what we're saying?
Man,
well,
he's a game manager is a top 10?
He's a Super Bowl winning player.
Would you rather have Herbert or would you rather have him right now?
I would take Justin Herbert. I would take Justin Herbert.
What about Jordan Love or him?
I would take Jalen Hurts.
I'm taking Jalen Hurts right now.
And it's not close?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely
Herbert
not. Especially after this weekend.
Hurts, yeah.
Now, speaking of quarterbacks, there's been a quarterback that's off to a hot start. I was on him maybe a couple years ago, and I was a little bit too early, but I'm referencing Daniel Jones for the Indianapolis Colts. How real are the Indianapolis Colts in their 3-0 start? And do we feel like there's traction there for them to make a run? I know it's early, but if you look, he killed it with the Jonathan Taylor. I was completely wrong. I was wrong. But the whole team in general, what's their chances of winning the division? And can Daniel Jones keep this up? Is he, if you're in a pinch and you don't have a quarterback and you lost Joe Burrow, is he the answer?
Well, I'll tell you what, I picked up Daniel Jones. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud too, right? I picked him up and I started him this week. I think I won in that league, right? But do I believe in Daniel Jones? Absolutely not. No. Not yet.
You believe to give him the ball to Jonathan Taylor. Here, take
That's it, man. Top 5. I don't know if they're a top 5 offensive line, but they're a really good offensive line. Their defense is balling. Your old D coordinator,
Lou Allen,
right? He has that team playing
the rookie
good,
tight end,
solid D, and they're running the ball right now. And like I said, right, you got to consider the division. Division is weak. They're gonna have a shot, but do I believe that Daniel Jones is gonna lead them to the promised land? Absolutely not.
No. They're not gonna win a playoff game. They're just gonna kind of maybe make the playoffs.
They might a wild card game.
What's their end game? Because Houston's 0-3. That's another thing I wanted to touch on. Houston's 0-3. They have a problem.
Indy's winning the division.
Okay? For sure.
Now, and I'll reiterate what Omar said. They're not going to no Super Bowl. Would I be shocked if they make it to the playoffs and they win one game? No.
You never know, right?
But Omar just laid out a formula. Guess who's using that formula? Defense, run game, asking him to just, hey, hand the ball off.
The Eagles?
The Eagles. Right?
Yeah, but you want to know the difference? You want to know the difference, though?
Hey, guess how many times Daniel Jones has thrown 2 touchdown passes this year? And granted, it's only been 3 games. How many times?
Won a game.
0.
He hasn't thrown any touchdown passes.
No. 2 touchdown passes in a game. Week 1, he had 1. Okay. This man can run the football. Well, and we saw him tripping open field.
Well, he was a top 10 quarterback that I put in 2 years ago.
Once he gets inside that 5, bro, that's the Jones zone.
Yeah.
The Daniel Jones zone. And he can punch it in. Let's not forget he can run. And I remember when we did that mock draft, I did say that Daniel Jones could be a viable streaming option. He's exceeding my expectations.
He's a starter now.
Yeah, because nobody saw this coming.
Yeah.
Right. But I did say it before the season kicked off, because rushing, and in regards to fantasy, is a cheat code for a quarterback.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Daniel Jones is doing enough. I think he can do enough because he doesn't have to do everything. He can run the football. They have a solid defense. They just lost Kenny Moore. I think he's going to be out for a little while. Their Pro Bowl DB. He's a stud. But I think they can do enough to get into the playoffs.
They'll get it looks like they have a little inside track on it. And then the Jaguars pulled off a win. But Houston being 0-3, that's very surprising to me.
Yeah.
Very surprising. Moving on, I know we don't got Sugar here, but I do want to touch on the Niners. I watched that game very closely. I think the one takeaway I got from the 49er game is that Kyle Murray is just like, it's bad. It's like watching the little rascals, little kids running around and just like, it's just bad. And he's killing my Marvin Harrison prediction. McBride's hurting. Murray just cannot like settle down. Like he's got problems.
My boy, it's been said over and over again. Kyler Murray does not study film.
Yeah.
He doesn't put in the time to be a successful NFL quarterback. You can have all the tools in the world, bro. But if you don't have that work ethic, it doesn't matter.
No sirve. Yeah.
Right?
No vale.
It doesn't matter. So Kyler Murray, I think the book is written on Kyler Murray.
I think he needs
explosive, got all the tools, right? But he is who he is, and that's it, bro.
He needs to go to Miami. He needs to change the scenery. He needs a top-notch offensive coordinator like
someone needs to take something from him for him to realize, like, I might lose this.
Yeah.
Right? For him to put in the work.
Because he walks around like he's a stud.
But
he walks around like, you know what I mean?
But going back to the Niners, they took a big hit today.
Joey Bosa.
They lost Joey Bosa.
Gone.
I think that's why Shane's not here. That's why Sugar's not here. He's at home.
Yeah, over the seas.
He's got his Bosa jersey on. He's just rolling around.
So they take a big hit. But hey, I like what I saw from that defense. Old Mac Jones showed up, right? Pearsall showed up. McCaffrey's doing his thing, Yeah. Shout out to Sugar.
Yeah, Sugar saw that coming. He saw the Niners were going to be competitive. I like them a little bit more because of Mac Jones, but I have a feeling, I don't know if you saw the last week's podcast, but I think Mac Jones has a strong possibility to get a strong stranglehold and be the starting quarterback for that team. Is there a possibility outside of injury? What if Mac Jones wins another game and they throw Brock Purdy in there and he just goes poo-poo in the bed?
I think he's out already, though, for the next game. Mac Jones might be out.
Something's happening over there.
I think I agree with Shane. I did watch the last episode. Right?
Okay.
And I definitely, when I was watching
Did you subscribe?
I've been subscribed since day one. I like everything and I subscribe. I think I even got some comments on it.
Okay.
Mac Jones, could he win the job? Yeah, sure. Anything can happen. Pigs could fly one day. I don't know.
If
but
that's
look. Shane is right. They paid this man. He ain't riding no bench. Regardless of how many games.
Don't they got to go with the hot hand?
No, because you go with the guy who took you to the Super Bowl.
You're
having the same feeling about Purdy that you do with Jalen Hurts.
And
you know what? Because I know they're limited. I don't like being limited. That's what it is. I know they're limited. I'm sorry. That's what it is.
But the thing is this, and while yes, both of them are limited though, right? I believe both of them are limited.
Sure.
But the thing is this, a head coach has to show loyalty, right? Or you could possibly lose that locker room. Oh, yeah. Next man up, man. What if I get injured giving you my all, right? I tear this, I hurt myself, I'm out for 2 or 3 weeks. And now you're replacing me with some young buck. Where's the loyalty, bro?
And not only that, too, is like, say you sit Brock Purdy. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do with him? What are the Falcons doing with Kirk Cousins on the bench? Except for just paying this man to just hold the clipboard?
All that money.
Like, and hope that some team comes calling like, hey, we'll give you a first for the... No, you're not going to get that. You're going to lose. You're going to be backwards on that deal.
There's a reason why they got Mac Jones. It's an insurance policy.
100%. And
1,000% because that's a good backup quarterback.
The best teams are supposed to have a good number 2.
Backup, you got to have a plan B.
Shout out John Lynch.
But once your stud comes back, your guy.
Is he a stud though? See,
okay,
that's
I
my
take
problem.
that back. I take that back. Once your
Be
guy
careful
comes
you throw
back,
the word stud around.
Sure. But once your guy comes back,
walked in.
Shane, what's up, bro? Once your guy comes back, you go back to your guy, bro. I'm sorry, you just go back to your guy. There is no way.
But the recipe for my scenario to work, I'm gonna stir this up a little bit. Let's say they have the Jaguars next. They beat the Jaguars, and then they have the Rams. I could see them playing the Rams and Brock Purdy coming back, and him having a horrible game on a Thursday. And then all of a sudden, they play the Bucks. They lose 2 in a row. And they're like, bring back Mac. Because I'll tell you what. Remember you said Brock Purdy felt like, man, I'm feeling a little healthy. I need to get back in there.
Right.
You know, you can lose a job just like the way you found it.
That's a competitor in him, right? But I think this too, and I think this is super valid. If Mac Jones can keep doing his thing, then they don't have to rush Purdy back. And he'd be like, hey, just chill. Until he's completely healthy, because we all know how this goes. As soon as this thing gets a little sideways, and if the Niners lose a game here and there, like, hey, Brock, we need you back in there.
We need you back in there.
You know what I mean? Like, Mac Jones on his second team. This man was a first-round pick. You're not going to tell me he's a second coming. You know what I mean?
Well, the number one stat that sticks out to me is that Mac Jones has no picks, no interceptions. I want to say, we pull up something, but I'm pretty sure he has no picks. But overall, I'm telling you, I'm calling it. There's going to be some quarterback controversy. It's brewing.
Okay,
because you know why? The 49ers are restless. They're fans. They want to win it all.
Mac Jones also re-injured an LCL or PCL in the game. Yeah. We saw him put that brace on.
He was walking on one goal.
But the thing is that now they're worried. Like, the Rams are going to be good. They're going to win that division. So now they have to fight for a wild card spot. So they don't have the ability to just chill.
That's what I'm saying. They got to win.
So you got to take that into consideration, right? Like, they're worried.
Right. But, they're not telling Mac Jones to go out there and throw 4 or 5 touchdowns a game. It's just, don't turn the ball over. Let's get healthy. And then when our guy's back, then we put our guy back. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think he's a starting quarterback ever.
You don't think the 49ers were going to make the playoffs to begin with, right? No, we none of us thought.
I can see them getting a wild card.
It's going to be tight.
Because they said the NFC was trash, right? So they can squeeze in, 7?
I just don't see 3 teams going from the NFC West. I like the Rams. I like the Seahawks.
I like where the 49ers are trending, but you got to temper expectations. But I'm telling you, the Mac Jones, Brock Purdy.
Bosa injury.
Bosa's not good, but their defense is legit. Their defense, 98, that youngster, stud.
Yeah, Williams out of Georgia. Hey, let's not forget either. Christian McCaffrey is getting a ton of work. And how long does this hold up?
Yeah, it's September. I would not rev the engine too much on him.
This man has 80-something opportunities, receptions, and carries, bro.
They're already trying to get Robinson involved. They're trying to.
Oh, he looked good.
He looked good. He looked fresh. He had a little burst.
Yeah.
But they got to get him more reps, man. Right. And they got to get Brandon Ayuk back. Ricky Pearsall looked like he's going to be fantasy gold all year. Great late round. Yeah. That's we kind of saw that coming because he wasn't going to get the opportunity.
Yeah.
But I'm not high on the 49ers. I'm just saying they're not going to be the basement of that division.
No.
And they're going to represent. And I just think there's going to be a little bit of a debate of who's going to be the quarterback. Just to kind of touch on a trade that I had in the league. I wanted you guys' opinion. I was kind of thrown off because I lost Joe Burrow in my league. And not that I'm panicking, but I needed another receiver. I have Drake May as my backup quarterback. And I wanted a receiver that can have a little bit more explosion. In this league, you get bonuses for 100 yards. I traded for Brian Thomas Jr. and I gave up Brock Bowers. How do you guys feel about that?
Oh,
how do you feel about that?
Let me go first.
Oh, you guys
man.
are
So, I think he got fleeced.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're in trouble. Brian Thomas Jr., I think, has lost the confidence that his quarterback had in him, and that's a big deal. And that first game, right, when he cowered in the end zone and Trevor Lawrence was trusting in him, and he did that to him, I believe he said, you know what, that's it. And not only in Trevor Lawrence, but in Cohen, the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
When you hear him talk about Brian Thomas Jr., you think, oh, man, this dude burned some bridges. Like, something else is going on behind the scenes because this is a completely different player. Like, what's going on with Brian Thomas Jr.? And I think later on in the season, we're going to find out what's really happening because it doesn't make any kind of sense. Brock Bowers, we know he's got a little boo-boo, right? But obviously it's nothing that's going to be long-term because they're letting him play. I mean, he's a generational talent. You don't let him work through an injury that's going to, cause him, more damage down the line.
They're both banged up. That's for sure.
They are.
They're both banged up.
But Brock Bowers didn't lose confidence in anybody. And my thing is this. Brock Bowers is going to put up points, and he's probably put up more points than Brian Thomas Jr. to this point, I believe.
I just feel like Geno looked like bad, like really bad. And I feel like Geno, they're going to try. I think the Raiders, we talked about it last week, they need to run the ball. I think they need to run the ball and they need to be heavy on the run.
Well,
because their offensive line is not what we thought they were going to be. That's clear. And they need to get on the same page because you know why? They do have good running backs. They can't have Geno drop back 45 times, 40 times, whatever he did. I think they're going to start. They're gonna bring it in and they're gonna run the ball like we said they should have done last week.
Well, before we get into the Raiders, oh man, they're driving me nuts. Carl, how you feel about this trade, baby?
All right. Very much on O's side for this trade. I think Bowers, especially at a onesie position in terms of fantasy football, a set it and forget it type of player. And I think that's a Brock Bowers. I don't think that's a Brian Thomas. Okay. You put Bowers in. I get it. A little slow right now, but I think that kind of comes. I think that comes together. It's a tight end, and you'll be happy to get 8, 9, 10 points out of a tight end that you're streaming. Mm-hmm. Okay, now you're telling me I could potentially get that floor, but then also have the upside of a 20+ game, right? Okay, and then to the Brian Thomas side, this man can't catch a cold right now. This man has the case of the yips, bro.
I think Trevor Lawrence is missing him. I've started watching some games with him.
Okay,
and I'm like, Trevor Lawrence is having trouble getting the ball down the field, and I think the new offense it's catering to everyone and not him specifically.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Yes,
but it's gonna come around. He's too good of an athlete.
He's great.
He's a stud.
He's great. Yeah, but you hit it right on the head. Parker Washington, wide receiver.
He's going off number 11
out of Penn State.
Yeah.
Okay. This man just finished with 11 targets. Parker Washington. Ain't nobody know who Parker Washington is.
A lot of crossing routes.
Wait, Parker, what happened to Travis Hunter, Carl?
I think they left that man in the parking lot.
He's
I don't even know.
They traded a first-round pick away for this dude.
Multiple picks.
They could have had so many other players.
Parker Washington balling.
Parker Washington, 11 targets.
Ooh, I
led
like
the team
that.
in targets, okay?
That's a nice little nugget.
Guess who was second in targets? Tight end, Brenton Strange.
Yeah. I have him.
Who was a sleeper? Tight end? One of those streaming flyer tight ends.
He's my starter now.
Yeah, you got to start him because you don't have a
I just traded Brock Bowers.
Exactly.
I was in a deep dive looking at some Jaguar stuff, and some dude, who's a Jaguar fan, said, "Hey, Brenton Strange might be the best tight end in the league this year." And I was like,
second year.
Why not? Yeah.
Parker Washington, Brian Thomas, or Brenton Strange. Two guys that aren't household names yet. But I think it's because of what you said. He's got a head coach there who knows how to spread that ball around. It's not going to just be that one guy. Plus, I've always thought that Brian Thomas is, I told Omar this, a thicker Jalen Hyatt, a guy who just run a go ball, run a slant. Hopefully, he takes it to the house.
I saw Jalen Hyatt yesterday in the game when I was watching the Giants. Oh man. I thought he was going to come out of nowhere. I don't even want to talk about him. I thought he was going to be good for a keeper league, but no. He just runs a fast 40 at the end of the day. He can't catch a ball.
Brock Bowers over
Brock Bowers.
Brian Thomas.
I think I made the right decision. I think the Raiders right now don't know who they are, and I don't got time for them to figure it out. That's what I think's going on with the Raiders. They don't know, and what Pete Carroll wants to do, they can't execute, and they just got beat by Mariota. And no bueno. No bueno. No. They need to figure out who they are.
Going back to Mariota, don't throw no shade on Mariota. The last 2 years, guess how many games Mariota has started?
5?
1.
He hasn't gone in there? No, well, started.
Started. But guess how many times he's finished in the top 10 to be in fantasy?
Let me say
5.
Now,
now, guess how many times CJ Stroud has started a football game in the last 2 years. Every game he hasn't been healthy. I do the math. Guess how many times he's finished in the top 10?
Never.
0.
Never.
Oh.
So you're telling me every time Marcus Mariota starts a game,
dude balls out.
He runs. He's the number 1 fantasy quarterback when he plays.
He's a baller.
Was he number 1 fantasy quarterback this last week?
Not number 1 overall, a QB1, whether that's 1 through 12.
Oh, so he puts up top 12 numbers.
Top 12 numbers, yeah, okay. A QB1.
And I don't believe he put up huge numbers against us, right? Our problem is, there's a couple problems. Right, our offensive line. Ashton Genty got hit behind the line of scrimmage.
Consistently.
11 of the 17 carries that he had.
17 carries. So they did ramp him up a little.
Why is Jackson Powers Johnson, Remington Award winner, right? Best center in college football when he came out. Why is he not playing center? Okay. We got Meredith there, who's undersized. You got Alex Kappa, who's absolute hot garbage. It makes no sense. Pete Carroll has his son, right, as the offensive line coach. I don't know if a lot of people know this. That's a problem. Is nepotism a problem here? I don't know, but there needs to be a solution. It needs to happen now because we have regressed. We have gotten worse than we were last year than this year.
Yeah.
And that's a problem because our talent has gotten better. And why is the offensive line regressing?
Yeah.
What is going on?
I thought that was going to be a point of strength for you guys.
It should be.
Yeah, and
it
it's not.
should be.
I just see people getting tossed, you know what I mean? And Genty getting blown up in the backfield.
And the guy's making dudes miss all over the field. And listen, Ryan Clark, you're tripping, boy. Ashton Genty is the real deal.
What did he say?
He doesn't have it. You know, when I would see these running backs like LaDainian Tomlinson, and I'm not trying to compare Genty to LaDainian Tomlinson, right? But don't tell me that Genty doesn't have it. You know what? Ryan Clark just says stuff for clickbait. Like, the dude just wants to fire people up to stay relevant.
Just to stay relevant.
You know what I'm saying? I get it. Special teams were a big letdown for the Raiders. I mean, huge. We gave 2 big returns on a punt return.
That was week 3. That was the narrative
time.
of special teams everywhere.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it killed us. The defense actually played fairly well, except for one long run by McNichols, who had a 70-yard run, I believe. But other than that, we held them to under 3.8 yards a carry. Like, they did fairly well.
Who do you guys got next week?
Oof, man. We got the Bears. The hot Bears coming off that whooping that they give Dallas, right?
You called that one. You called that one. I want to say you guys should be able to beat the Bears, right?
I want to say it too. I want to say it
If
too,
you guys
bro.
don't beat the Bears,
but I'm not
man.
as sure as I was last week, Carl. How you feeling about that game, boy?
Hey. That's could be a coin flip, bro. But if Caleb Williams does what he did last week, then I think it's a repeat outcome.
We went from the Raiders taking off the one patch to seeing 2, but now it's going to be 2 patches over their eyes. They lose this game, man, because I had higher expectations for them. I didn't think, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's early. It's September football. I think they just need a mesh, and it's Chip Kelly's offense, and the offensive line is not firing off the way they need to. That's what it comes down to.
Before we move on real quick off of that Raider game, just to touch on the skins in fantasy, keep an eye on that backfield. If you have any part in that backfield, I would be trying to sell.
Oh, okay. I love that.
Yes. Krosky Merritt, who was the big name coming in there.
He was week 1 fantasy jargon.
Yeah, had a touchdown week 1. He had a touchdown this last game.
What's going on back there?
Chris Rodriguez, he was a healthy scratch last week. Started this game, had the most carries out of those running backs. And then McNichols, like Omar said, had that long run, right? If you can capitalize and move off of one of those guys, you got to do it.
I watched the Raiders offense. I didn't watch the Redskins offense. How did they score on you guys? It was just, I mean, what happened?
Long special teams returns.
So it was that Mariota, and then I know Mariota scored on the first.
Mariota had a couple runs here. They had one really long run, like I said, from McNichols. It was just one of those games where we just couldn't figure it out, man. You know what I'm saying? Our offense was just inept. We struggled to just get 5 yards. When it wasn't garbage time, right? So we were just behind the sticks. It was bad all the way around.
It was bad.
No bueno.
It's early. I like I said, I was down on the Raiders. I went up a little bit, and now I'm back where I was started. I should have stayed. And it's not I was buying like they were going to make the playoffs. I just felt like this is who they were going to be most likely. Geno's hard to trust. I don't know. Maybe Geno. That's why I got rid of Brock Bowers. It's all connected. That's why I was ready to move on. Speaking of trades too, I'm going to throw some names out there. And you're going to tell me if it's worth trading for them. And what you would be willing to give up. And, just give me something. So Marvin Harrison Jr., Chase Brown, and Brian Thomas Jr. If out of those 3 guys, who are you like, you know what? I'm going to try to make a trade. Is there any value with those? I mean, there's value, but are you going to go out of your way to make a trade for one of them?
If I'm trading for one of them, I'm trading for Brian Thomas only because, even though we just bashed on him, only because I still like T-Law more than Browning. and I still like T-Law more than Kyler Murray.
Okay.
So I'm not saying
That's fair.
I'm not saying that Brian Thomas is the best player out of all those guys. Obviously, it's team dependent, right?
Yeah.
But if I have to pick one, I'm gonna just go with the guy that I think has a better quarterback.
Oh, mine's easy, bro. I'm going Jamar Chase.
Oh, you said Jamar Chase?
No.
Jamar Chase is in there, right?
No, I didn't throw Jamar Chase.
Oh,
Chase Brown.
Yeah, I would have
Chase Brown. No, I said Chase Brown.
Did you
I
see me
said
look at K-Mac and be like,
I caught you at the corner, but I was like, wait, why are you looking at me like
Marvin
that?
Harrison Jr., Brian Thomas Jr., and Chase Brown.
Oh, no.
I think it's Chase Brown all day.
No. Chase Brown is burnt, baby. Chase Brown is burnt.
He's having the same problem that Genti's having. He's getting hit behind the line, and they're going to have to rely to him. They're going to have to rely on him for sure. Excuse me. Screenplays, they got to figure that they're not gelling quite yet. The Bengals are too explosive for him not to have good, and he's a running back. They're going to have to, but little nugget, Taj Brooks, the running back for the Bengals, he's starting to get opportunities. Samaje Perine out.
Well, I appreciate that. I got him in my dynasty, so hopefully that pays off.
He's gonna flash.
That's because of you, my boy.
He's gonna flash.
You know what? I'm gonna go Marvin Harrison Jr. there. The talent's there. He dropped a long pass.
He should have had 80 yards
this week.
He would have cashed me out $400 on the underdog.
They're gonna be they're gonna be playing from behind a lot, I believe. And
that's what I thought originally.
When it comes to fantasy, I'm going. I don't like Brian Thomas Jr. Like I said, I believe that he lost the confidence of his coach and his quarterback. So I think I'm done with Brian Thomas Jr. And I'm gonna go Marvin Harrison there to get back on, bro, and start putting up some fantasy
Marvin
points.
Harrison. So I would do Chase Brown. So we all went with different ones. I was gonna throw Brock Bowers in there, but I kind of leaned off of that one because I think you guys would pick Brock Bowers to trade for out of those guys, right? Yeah. And you feel like, is that something? Yeah. I left him off because we talked about him a lot, but I thought to myself,
he deserves it. Boy's a stud.
He's a stud. I traded him away because of the format of our league, and like I said, I'm looking for guys that can be explosive.
Which is the kicker for any trade, right? The format of your league, right? So everybody's got to be aware of the format of their league, you know, when they're listening.
You got to hit the
pod.
century mark. You got to hit the century mark. And I feel like Brock Bowers is not going to hit the century mark a lot this year. So that's why I did that.
And think about like the tight end position, right? Mark Andrews week 1, trash. Mark Andrews week 2, trash. Mark Andrews today
went off. What did he have today?
2 touchdowns, 50-some yards. 7 catches, 5, 6, 7 catches.
Likely comes back soon, though, I think.
Sure.
I think likely comes back. Right. What's crazy, I thought he was going to go off to a faster start, but, you know, you just don't know with fantasy. Fantasy consistency is just hard to find.
It's been a funky year. Let me ask you this, though. Something I've been thinking about. Do you think the kickoff has a big effect on the way fantasy points are happening, the way the game flow is going?
We're losing about 40. We're losing about 40 yards of actual yardage that fantasy players can pick up because what's happening is they're kicking it to the 1, they're bringing it all the way out to the 35. Sometimes they get tackled inside the 20, but most likely they don't. But if that ball goes out of the end zone, you're starting at the 35. Bro, you complete one pass, you're at the 50-yard line already.
I think it's higher than that. I think it's way higher than 40 yards. I mean, you're talking about.
I shot low.
Way low. Yeah. That's gotta account for something there, man.
I don't. That's why I just wish they can go back to the way it used to be, but they're not going to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it does eat up a lot of yards. I like to shoot low for 40, but you know it's probably about 60 yards. So you're coming up on people missing on the century mark for 100 yards receiving, 300 yards passing. You're not seeing that very often anymore. So that's what my take on that. I just feel that, you know, that kickoff is kind of ruined football a little bit. I think because, you know, we growing up, we just want to see people hit each other. You know what I mean? Which is different now.
I enjoy it. It's almost like a football play.
I like it. I like it more actually because before you had these guys who could kick the ball 80 yards, so they just kick it through the end zone. Yeah. They don't even
now
guess.
they got to put it right on the line.
You got to put it in there. Yeah.
I could see that.
And you got a football play out of it,
kickers are
right?
people too. Kickers are people too. You know what I mean? You know, but so I put a list together of 3-0 teams, and I want to know who would you buy stock in. We got the 49ers, we got Tampa Bay, we got Philadelphia, we got the Chargers, and we got Indianapolis, and we got Buffalo. So out of those teams, give me one that's for real. Like you feel like, hey, I'm buying. This is who they are, and one of them that they're not. This is not who they are. Like, I think I know what you guys are already going to say. You're going to have no faith in Indianapolis. None whatsoever. You got Tampa. You got Philadelphia. The Chargers, San Francisco, Buffalo. I think I nailed I picked the Chargers to win that division. I feel like now, Najee Harris being out, I think Amarion Hampton's going to hit his stride. I think the Chargers have a strong stranglehold on that division, and they're not going to let go, and they're starting to creep on people. Derwin James is balling out of control. They lost Khalil Mack, but the Chargers are a team to be reckoning with. They're only going to get better, and Amarion Hampton's going to be good to the end of the season. I think he's going to start hitting his stride right around Thanksgiving. He's going to take off. But Justin Herbert, MVP level season so far. But like I said, you got Tampa, San Francisco. Who you're like, this is a real team. This is a real team. Of course, it's Philadelphia, right?
Yeah, man. Right? I mean, it's hard to go against it, right?
Let's take Philadelphia off. Let's take Philadelphia.
Take Philly off. Philly off. It's the Chargers. 100% it's the Chargers. 100%. It's the Chargers. And it's only because I'm still not sold on Buffalo's defense. And I don't... How many times can Josh Allen play Superman?
You feel like the Chargers can go into Buffalo and beat Buffalo?
Yeah.
100%.
Chargers can go into
anywhere because they have a running game. Right. And they can pack it up and show up and just hand it to you.
They don't even really have a running game, Adam.
Oh, it's coming. That's hardball. It's coming. It flashes.
He doesn't give up on the running game.
He doesn't. He doesn't. Who's the backup running back for the Chargers now that Najee's out?
Oh, what's his name?
Sugar, give us a call.
Oh, my boy.
Man.
I truly believe they're going to go sign somebody. They have to go sign somebody. It's going to be Amarion Hampton. Right? They came out and talked about, that they believe that he's going to be the guy. He's going to step up and he's going to take control of the carries and he's going to do well. I don't believe it.
Hassan Haskins. Sorry.
Yeah, Haskins,
come on,
man.
Guy. Out of Tennessee, we played with the Titans last.
Mm-hmm.
They got to go sign somebody. Right.
If you look at their offensive line, man, you think to yourself, if they would have had a healthy
Rashawn Slater.
Oh, let me throw this hypothetical trade out there. Right.
Okay. I already know where you're going with this.
Yeah, you do. Know. And it hurts my heart, bro. It hurts my corazón, man. What if,
ladies and gentlemen, Alvin Kamara?
What if the Chargers say, hey, call up New Orleans real quick. Hey, man, we'll give you guys a 3rd, 4th round pick.
He would be dangerous,
bro, because there's some money stuff going on there too, where like if they were to trade him, they'd be off the hook on a lot of money.
Right. And the Saints ain't doing nothing. At this point, Alvin Kamara is Barry Sanders on the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
And Alvin, okay, not to the level. Yeah, you know that
he's a little older.
I know you're a little younger, but I saw Barry. Barry's a stud.
I mean,
you can't tackle that man in a phone booth.
I've never been so disappointed. Dude, I was so hurt as a little kid thinking Barry come back.
Yeah,
he's gonna come back.
Yeah,
Barry was,
but you know what I mean? Like in regards to what Barry meant to the Lions and right now with Drew and those guys being gone, what AK means to that city, like do right by this man.
Ooh, that's what I like.
Ship him off.
He's giving you nothing but loyalty.
Nothing but.
If he went to the Chargers and right now, so would you pull a trade right now if you could do something to get Alvin Kamara and just kind of, because I think what you're on to, I think if the Chargers heard this, their people, they'll be like, we do need Alvin Kamara. I think that's a great take. Great take because now you have power and now you have a little lightning to it. You can cover ground. You have a receiver.
Right.
You can do a lot of things with him.
The thing, like, and I tell people this all the time, and for whatever reason, AK got this stigmatism of not being a 3-down back, like a 1st and 2nd down back.
He's a grown man.
This dude has had multiple seasons of 14, 15, 16 rushing touchdowns.
And he's durable.
And he's got arguably the best contact balance in the league.
He's good.
You know what I mean?
He's a stud.
So now he's up in years, but you can go and take him over there to the Chargers. He doesn't have to come off the field on 3rd down because he can pass protect and he can block, right?
Let me ask you this though. What do you get? What do the Saints say? You know what? Yeah, but not only that, it's just they're gonna have to pay him a lot of money if you trade for him.
How long is his deal? What does he have right now?
AK is 29, and I believe he's got
1-year rental,
2 or 3 years left. He came out in the same draft class.
It's not a 1-year rental.
He came out in the same draft
class. That's where the problem lies.
CMC.
Mathematically, it just doesn't add up when it comes to the money. They would have to eat a lot of that money. They would unload it.
But a team like
he's a 7th rounder now.
But if you're all in,
a team like the Chargers who says, you know what? Alvin Kamara might get us over the hump and take us to the ship, and let's do this.
Right.
Our defense is balling. We got the coach. We got the quarterback. The receiver seems to be stepping up. I still think they need one, but
I feel like that would be a domino effect, and KC would go get Tyreek Hill because now everybody's just divvying up and trying to get what they got.
So that's another destination that I could see AK going to. KC.
Yeah.
Right.
What's the chances of him getting traded? You're a Saints fan. You got an inside track on that.
100% honest, only because the Saints front office is a bunch of dimwits. He's not going to get moved. But if I'm in that front office, I'm pulling Alvin in. I'm like, look, brother, I appreciate every single thing that you did for this city. And I'm going to do right by you. I'm going to go send you off somewhere so you can go win a ring.
Where do you want to go? That's what you tell them. Where do you want to go?
A third rounder if it was a 1-year rental, but I think it's too much money.
Get whatever they can.
Yeah.
7th rounder.
You're shaving the money off the books, bro.
Yeah, get the money off the books. That would be nice.
Yeah.
I think that's a killer take. You trade for him right now, and then you just wait to, you know what I mean? Because he does have value just right now as it is.
But what about this? So say you're looking at to be the devil's advocate, right? It's like, okay, we're most likely going to have the first pick in the NFL draft next year. We're going to get rid of Kamara. We're probably going to draft a quarterback. So you're going to get rid of that talent that's going to help your quarterback. You need a running game.
Yes.
So do you have to think about that a little bit, Carl?
So you never draft a running back in the first round unless you already got all the other pieces put together. That's the worst pick any team could make, is if you're not a contender and go out and get a running back.
I'm sorry, did I say running back? I meant QB. Like the Saints will most likely draft a QB this year.
Yeah, we're going to draft QB.
Okay.
100%.
Right?
We're drafting QB, but I think I missed the question completely.
No, what I was saying is, okay, you get rid of that offensive talent to help your new rookie quarterback, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like get a player in exchange.
Do you think ahead of that? Be like, well, we don't want to trade Kamara because we got Drew Aller, Nussmeier, or we got one of these young kids coming in, right? Like, he's going to need help next year. Do we get rid of him?
Yeah, they got to get rid of him.
Yeah.
They got to get rid of him. They do. It would be smart, but I don't know who's going to want to eat that money. That's because it sounds like he's doing 3 years. 3 years, 3 years.
I think next year's like 17 million or something. It's
right. But
it's a big chunk.
You can always, if you're in a position to win, you restructure it, you convert all that stuff to a signing bonus, you give it to them up front, you push it down the road. If you're a contender,
so it doesn't hit the cap.
Yeah. If you're a contender, you just push it down, tack on X amount of ghost years. If you win the Super Bowl, you don't care about 4 or 5 years down the road.
And I think they're Super Bowl contenders. I truly, I know it's early, but Justin Herbert, I've sworn up and down, Justin Herbert's a dog, bro. He's a stud. And then they have hardball. It was only a matter of time. It's the running game. Once the running game becomes dominant, which I know it's coming, the Chargers are going to be a tough out.
Them not having receiving options is going to hurt them later on in the season.
The Chargers?
Yeah, I like McConkey. I like McConkey.
All of a sudden,
3.
Quentin Johnson, listen, bro.
Keenan Allen is gold. Keenan Allen, Sugar got that one. He nailed that one.
They do not have 3. Trey Harris is a rookie. He's okay. He hasn't shown nothing. I wasn't even
talking about Trey.
Right?
Yeah.
Quentin Johnson, even against the Raiders, I mean, I could have caught that ball. Like, Quentin Johnson to me has to show me. He's shown me enough to where he wasn't that guy where you have to earn it now.
I think the stability in that team now is that Keenan Allen and McConkey run routes, and they run flawless routes, and you know the ball's going to be there. Herbert, there is no water gun, float over there. That ball's coming in hot. And Herbert makes up for not having superstar receivers.
That's actually been a problem with Herbert where he doesn't have the touch sometimes. So
I'm ready in October to switch because I mean, I picked the Bills and the Bengals. I'm not giving up on my team, but I think it's going to be the Chargers and the Bills now. Because I was high on the Chargers. They were ready to dethrone Kansas City. And Derwin James is playing like the best safety in the NFL right now.
He's a dog.
He's doing it all. I love that guy. So let's get into some pick'ems here. I know last week we had some issues on that. We didn't really hit on too many of them. I told you, sorry if you lost money if you took the Giants. Sorry about that. Questionable sources.
Well, if they would have followed me, they might have hit a little bit, though.
Oh, yeah, you. And Shane says that he did say the Browns, but we watched the tapes. Good thing we put this on wax. We don't have 100% confirmation on that, but we're going to hold you to it this time. We're going to start keeping track of this stuff.
Did say that Buffalo would win by 10.
No, he did nail that. Yeah. He hit that right. the script to the script.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you nailed that one. The first game, Thursday night football. We got the Seahawks at the Cardinals. Cardinals -1.5, over under 43.5. What are you guys thinking? What are you thinking? I'm going to go and start off. I'll let you know what I'm thinking. This game right here, it's a division game. Just looking at the numbers, 43.5 on a Thursday, 4th week of the season, take the under. And you know what? I think the Cardinals find a way to win this game. I think like they're just due. Kyle Murray sometimes just throws a little mulligan in there. Where like he just beat you because he's a good athlete. And I think this is the week. I think this is the week they're at home. I believe this is their second home game. I like the Cardinals. Who do you guys like?
I've been singing the Seahawks praises. I like their head coach. I love McDonald. I think the defense shuts them down, and I think Seahawks win this game.
You think Seahawks? When you think Seahawks, Jackson Smith and Jimma?
Dog.
Balling.
Beast.
Boys balling.
Beast.
He's good. He's good so far. He's doing great. I didn't think he was going to play, but he did end up playing.
Well, you didn't think he was going to get 600 yards.
Well, no, I said 700.
700. It was 7.
What is he at right now? 200?
I don't know.
Probably
Close
4.
to 7.
No, he's not at 4, Carl.
Come on.
Stop.
He's
Boys
up
balling.
there.
No, he's not
up
at
there.
4. He's not. He's like at 220.
What you got, my boy? Who
I
you
got Seattle. I
You
got
got
Seattle.
Seattle?
Yeah,
Okay.
run
Yeah, we
game,
got
defense.
Is
game
that
manager.
your lock? No, that ain't your lock. Then we don't know. You got to give me your lock too. If there's one like, give me some enthusiastic. Like this is the one. Let the people know who to bet on.
And so
Okay.
what's the spread there?
1.5.
That could very
Oh,
well be
Cardinals.
a lock.
I'm taking the Seahawks.
Yeah.
That's the lock.
That could very
That's a
well
lock?
be a lock.
I'm taking the Seahawks,
Seahawks
here.
on the
1.5.
road?
Yes.
They're gonna cover 1.5.
They should be
Yeah.
given 3. 3.5.
Whoa. All right, here we go.
It's not much of a road trip. They're still gonna stay in the same time zone.
Okay.
They ain't got no jet lag.
All right. Vikings at Steelers in Dublin, the early game. I love early games. I love waking up early, eating a little breakfast burrito. I don't know what's your meal on a
kind? What
Sunday. Let's go side on this. What's your favorite meal on a football morning?
A football morning.
I know I just went sidetrack on it, but it's food.
this
We gotta
is
talk
good.
about
Yeah,
it.
this is great. It's a big old bowl of menudo
Ooh.
on a Sunday.
Hey,
bro.
do you get pata?
Con pata con
I'm
todo,
not a pata
bro.
guy,
Come
bro.
on.
I can't be sucking the bone. I don't do all that, bro.
Soy Americano. Come on, man.
He said a bowl of menudo. What's your go-to
Oh, my
meal?
boy, I'm easy, bro. You know what? I stick to my regular. I eat my peanut butter, my oats, my organic honey, locally, grown, right? Whatever. That's what I stick. That's what I just try to stick to that.
This is how I stay
You know what I
clean.
mean?
He says,
That's what I try to stick
I
to.
do eat a bowl of menudo here and there, 1,000%. Breakfast burrito, bacon, egg, cheese. I never get beans though.
Potatoes?
Potatoes and green salsa on the side.
You gotta have the
Yeah,
papas.
Yeah,
in there,
I gotta
bro.
have papas. No
Although
beans,
I'll
though.
tell you what though, instead of the papas, if you get some hash brown instead of the papas, the fried up hash brown in that burrito, forget about it, boy.
Anyways. Yeah, sidetracked right now. What's your guys' favorite meal? Go to the
Tango.
comments. What do you like to eat in the morning? So back to the Vikings. Vikings at Steelers in Dublin. They got Vikings -2.5, over under 40.5. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm taking the old man can't get up. He has struggled, right? Flying that far. Aaron Rodgers gets beat up by the Vikings just the way the poor Bengals did.
Breaking news. He gets a cramp in his leg in the flight to Dublin. Is that
That's
what you're
a
telling
wrap.
me? What about you, K-Mac? How do you feel?
I like the Vikings in that one, man. I don't like what I'm seeing in this Steelers offense. I don't like how you bring in DK Metcalf and he's just not dominating targets.
I never thought they would mesh, Carl, because I always knew this guy was a run a go or a slant route.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers is big on timing routes, knowing the defense, reading defense, and DK Metcalf ain't about that. It's like, I'm going to be more physical than you, and I'm going to outman you, and I'm going to go up and get the ball, and that's not Aaron Rodgers' game.
Right.
So,
Vikings. I
Let's
thought
see.
Carson Wentz did well, actually.
Okay, so Vikings on that one. My bad. I lost. I got kicked out.
but we got the Commanders and the Falcons.
You got
next,
Commanders.
my boy.
I lost the spread, but Commanders and Falcons. We're gonna have to freestyle here because I just lost.
Washington favored by 2.5.
Washington favored by 2.5. So
Over under is 44.5.
Penix got benched. They said he's gonna be the starter again. This is gonna be a good game. I like the Falcons. It's weird. I feel like the Falcons do a lot of great things, and you look at the scoreboard and they're losing. I don't know what their problem is. And if for some reason, somebody brought this up to me a while back, Bijan Robinson makes a bunch of people miss, but I've never seen him take one to the house. When is he going to take one to the house? When are they going to put that collection of talent together? I know they're a good team. The defense is young. They're getting after the quarterback. Penix is having a little hitch in his throw. I'm still a believer in them. I love their coach. I think Atlanta beats the Commanders this week. And then what was the spread?
2.5.
2.5? They're getting 2.5 points.
Washington, yeah. It's
okay.
favored by 2.5.
I like the Falcons money line.
I like the Falcons to bounce back a lot like the way the Lions bounced back after getting embarrassed, right? These men were absolutely, who was it? The Panthers just destroyed the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Held them to 0.
Mm-hmm.
That was such a fun game.
Falcons bounced back. Those young four up front.
They're getting after it. Pace.
They're gonna come
Williams.
get him. If Jaden Daniels ain't healthy, you better watch out, bro. I'm going Falcons in that game.
I like the Falcons too.
Commanders,
no, you're true.
I'll never root for the Falcons. It's in my blood.
Personal.
Yeah, it is very personal. 28-3 Falcon fans. Remember that.
28-3.
Okay, I like
All right.
it.
The next one we got the Saints at the Bills. How much is your team going to lose by, Carl?
This is very much a lock.
This is the lock of the week.
15.5, bro. The Saints aren't covering 15.5.
I've noticed that. What's Spencer Rattler, Fresno State alum?
No. He's South Carolina way of Oklahoma.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What's the name of the other quarterback?
Jake Haener.
Jake Haener. I'm sorry. I got confused right now. Haener's Fresno State. Rattler, he hasn't completely messed up. You know, I haven't seen a pick six.
Right.
They're keeping everything in front of him. They're keeping it a little competitive. You know
He's
what I mean?
a gunslinger, bro. Before last year, he was considered like the consensus number 1 QB to come out, or a couple years ago. Like he was the man, so he can make all the throws. The physical tools are there, right? I like the Saints right there with the points.
With the points,
give them to me.
I'm gonna give you a little one too. I almost hit when Brian Burns sacks, but this is the one where I think he turns the ball over. You take him and you look for something like you bump up his turnovers. I think he either throws 2 picks or he fumbles twice.
Rattler?
Yeah. He's going to turn the ball. In Buffalo, it's going to get rowdy. He's going to turn the ball over a couple times.
100%, bro. When we saw it in Seattle.
Yeah.
You know, like Omar said, he's a gunslinger. The thing that's killing the Saints, and you guys haven't really touched on the Saints too much, which I get it. There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, I mean.
They're not pushing the ball down the field.
Well, I don't think the guy can.
No, he can.
Oh no,
he can. And
I don't think he can. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got a.
How tall? He's a short guy.
6 foot, but that dude brings it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got an arm.
He's got an arm. He's got an arm.
They're not pushing the ball down the field. They're not moving the ball.
Jawan Johnson.
Dog. He's a converted wide receiver. He was wide receiver at the University of Oregon Ducks.
Everybody keeps on trying to trade me him, and I'm like, I don't want him.
He is the number 2 target over there in New Orleans with Olave catching 15 balls for 30 yards.
Right. Kamara.
But Juwan, tight ends are a young quarterback's best friend.
Yeah.
Right. Fantasy purposes, go get Juwan. He's not gonna wet the bed for you.
Yeah, he's gonna just kind of wet your beak a little, get you those 5-8 points maybe.
10-12.
Whoa, 10-12.
That's what he's been doing. Yeah.
Okay.
PPR.
All right. Bills though, I think the Bills can cover those 15 points.
Yeah, 100%.
I think they can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go the opposite on that. I feel like the Bills have a bye next week.
100%.
Next game, we got the Browns, which came out with a nice win over the Packers last week. They got the Lions in Detroit. What's the spread on that one, Carl?
7.5. Detroit's favored.
I think the Browns are going to cover that. I think the Browns will lose by 3 points, 4 points. I think the Browns defense might be one of the best defenses in the NFL. That's why everybody was giving us a hard time in the first week of the season when Joe Burrow was getting blasted. It's because they have very good complementary players that complement the best defensive player in the league, Myles Garrett. And I think they're going to hold up a good fight, but the Lions are not going to cover, but they will win. I like the Lions to win, but the Browns to cover. How do you guys feel?
I'm going with the Lions to win that football game. Won't be shocked, though, if Cleveland does cover. And like you said, the complementary pieces on that defense, Denzel Ward,
Newsome.
Grant Delpit, Newsome.
McGuire, the linebacker. McGuire 57 just fills holes.
That other kid who flies around at backer, he's like a hybrid Osu Koromora,
yes.
I think his name is.
They have Newsome, that's a stud, 0. Yeah. They give the Bengals fits when they had when Okesson Burrows there, of course.
I'm taking the Lions. I think the Lions going to run the ball a little bit on them.
You like what you saw tonight?
I think that the Lions can run the ball on anybody.
I think the Lions said, screw it. Let's just run the ball, shove it down everybody's throat. Let's get back to basics.
Believe in ourselves, right?
You see the vein coming out of homeboy's neck. What's the
coach's
Dan Campbell.
Right?
Come on, guys.
Yeah. I'm telling you, bro. I think the Lions are going to take it to the Browns and let everybody know, like, hey, we're still here. We ain't going nowhere. And they're going to show up and they're going to whoop them.
Okay. I feel you. Next game, Tennessee at Houston. This is a battle of two teams that are 0-3. Who gets their first win?
Upset alert.
You think Tennessee?
Tennessee is pulling out a dub. Tennessee's pulling out a
what's
W.
the spread there?
6.5
For
Houston. Houston's
Oh.
and it's in Houston. Tennessee's pulling out a dub.
I think you take moneyline Tennessee and you just go for it.
Not me.
No.
I'm taking Houston in Houston. I'm going to go with the better defense. I mean, they're both trash, but I'm going to go with the better defense at home, and I'm going to take the Texans.
Could it be that the Tennessee's defense, especially the front seven, could give Houston's offensive line fits, and that's the recipe of success for Tennessee?
100%.
That because it's not coming from their offense.
Right.
And will we ever see Calvin Ridley catch a ball?
Calvin Ridley's not catching any balls this game because Derek Stingley's going to be on him. But you know who's going to catch some balls? And I think I might have said this during the mock. Elic Iomanor, Stanford.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
He's
Stanford
balling,
boy,
bro.
lit up
He's
on
been
Travis
balling.
Hunter.
Yeah. He caught a ball in one game where Ward threw the ball across his body. It was nice. I see him. But I think Tennessee, I would go money line. I feel like this is a great chance for them to sneak a win. And then if Houston goes 0-4, what's going on? There's going to be a lot of questions in that locker room and at press conferences. The next game, I think this game is kind of tricky. I think people are going to think that Carolina's a good team now. They're at New England. Both teams are 1-2. I think Drake May is looking great. I think he's holding on to the ball a little too long. I wish he had weapons. I like, what's the spread on it? I like the Patriots for sure.
Patriots by 5.5.
They'll cover. Carolina comes back to earth this week.
Yeah.
You know, I think Bryce Young wakes up and he realizes he's 5'10" again. That was a lucky win last week. They look great. You know what it is? As long as he feels comfortable and he can just throw the ball in front of them and keep everything very limited, they can win. They allowed him to get comfortable. He got into a rhythm and they started running the ball. They started just being effective. And Atlanta, Penix, they're trying to make these explosive plays. And I'm telling you, that game was misleading. Misleading Atlanta versus Carolina. I like the Patriots though to cover. How do you guys feel about that one?
Patriots cover.
Yeah, I'm taking Patriots all day. That's an easy one.
Tedero McMillan is an alien.
Yeah, he is.
Well,
yes, he is.
His catch radius and these catches, so the catches he made last week.
He had 40 yards or something like that. He didn't have, but he's looking nice.
With the opportunities he's been given, bro, the
Yeah.
guy is special.
His catch radius is ridiculous.
If he was on another team, who's better, him or Ibuka?
Egbuka.
Yeah, Ibuka made a nice catch on the
I
sideline.
like
Omega.
Egbuka, but I'm taking Ted.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, I like Egbuka, but yeah.
But like right now,
I
you
like
want
the way
Ibuka.
Egbuka fought through injury this week.
Yeah.
Because he was hurt.
He's the reason they won the game.
Yeah.
He
He's
was
the
hurting,
reason,
bro, and he came in there and fought.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very impressed with that. But Ted McMillan, like you said, he's an alien, bro.
Yeah, he's good. All right. Moving on. The next game. We got the Chargers at the Giants. I want to say, I'm going to guess the spread on this one. This one's probably what? 7.5?
6.5.
6.5. Okay.
Only because they're going across country, bro,
Right,
or else
right.
that'd be a lot higher.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm telling you, I think I was onto something last week. I know they didn't win, but the Giants front seven is good. It's good. It's just Russell Wilson is the Bernstein bear. I call Russell Wilson. He's got to stop. He's got to stop. They got to take him out.
Is he? Yeah,
They
right.
gotta take him out.
They're going to.
It's gonna. Dable's like upset because the media is asking, but it's like, dude, Russell Wilson threw the ball in the stands 3 times in a row, I believe.
Yeah.
One went right into the tunnel.
Oh, it's
like-
absolutely
They
terrible.
need a quarterback who can throw darts.
Yeah, and dart is a dart, right? I see what you did there.
Wait,
but Russell
I
Wilson's
like
all, let's
it.
ride. Let's ride.
Right?
I
That's
think
right.
Russell
Let's
Wilson-
put that pony away, bro.
Yeah.
I think it's Jackson Dart's time. My
I think
boy.
so. And I think that's going to be big for Malik Neighbors owners.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot of garbage time, catches. I think it's just good for their whole team. But on covering,
They need the spark.
they
They
do.
need the spark, bro.
Yeah.
They
That's
do.
the thing.
They're going to play desperate. I don't think the Chargers are going to cover. I think they're going to win by 6.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I think. But overall,
Yeah.
you think they'll cover?
Yeah, Chargers like
Yeah.
to keep the game close.
Yeah.
And,
They're going to run.
Yeah, I
you
like
know.
it.
And the Giants had opportunities too. Patrick Mahomes kept on throwing laterals, and they couldn't recover the freaking fumble. That game could have been a lot closer. Next game, Eagles at Tampa Bay, battle of two undefeated teams. We're going to find out. I'm not a fan of both of these quarterbacks, but what's the spread on that one, Carl?
Philly by 3.5.
Philly by 3.5. So basically, going to Tampa, I think Tampa stands to win this game because I think this is going to be like their Super Bowl, and they're going to get everybody's best effort. They're banged up, but I could see Bucky Irving having a big game. They're going to lean on him big time. Big time. If Bucky Irving gets over a century mark, that means they had a lot of success and they have an opportunity to win this game. They just got to stay away from 3rd and 1. That's how you beat Philadelphia. Get them off of 3rd and 1. And then once Hurts has to throw the ball, then you have your opportunity. That's where you have to take advantage of them. And I think Tampa Bay defensively might be able to do that. Bulls, bro. Bulls. How do you guys feel about that?
Philly wins outright. They covered 3.5.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think that, like, Mike Evans gone, right? They lost another offensive lineman. I love Bucky Irving. I just don't think Emeka is going to be the guy to just put the team on his back.
And he's not 100%.
Right. He's not. Yeah, who's
not 100%?
Emeka.
I just noticed that, like, Bucky Irving looks fresh. He looks good. He catches those little passes from Baker Mayfield, and he just accelerates. He doesn't move side to side. He just hits a hole, and he's gone. That's how you beat Philadelphia.
Philly also has those linebackers who are fast. Zach Bond, Nicole
you got to get
Dean.
those two big boys going lateral. And once you get them lateral, then you can find those creases. But that's what everybody tries to do. But instead, you just got to hit the hole and take the 5 yards. And I think that's what Bucky Irving. That's where they're going to have success.
But now they had another wrinkle to their game. Now you got to worry about AJ Brown, who hasn't been here all year. Now you got AJ Brown, Saquon Barkley. It's like, man, who are we going to worry about now? I'm going Eagles.
I will take
and
my chances.
And you know I love Tampa.
Yeah. I know for sure. I would take my chances any day of the week against that team to force Jalen Hurts to beat me. That's the recipe to beat them. You throw at Jalen Hurts because I guarantee you what he did this last week, show me. Do it again. Do it again. You know what I mean? Hey, do it again.
Well, you better stack that box, take away Saquon.
Well, that's what everybody does because everybody does what I'm saying.
And that leaves one-on-one coverage with AJ Brown, Devontae Smith.
You got to take your chances. You have that's the only way you can beat that team because you cannot get them to 3rd and 1 because you know what's coming. Next game. The Colts at the Rams. Spread on that one. This is an interesting one. I wonder what this one is. I like the Rams. I like the Rams money line, and I think they're favored by 3, huh?
3.5.
Ooh, I'm close. I think the Rams win this game, and I think they're going to cover. I think their defensive line is going to be all over Daniel Jones. That's what I think. I think they bounce back. They'll be 3-1. Both teams will be 3-1 after this week. How do you guys feel about that?
So, I don't know. I know it's in LA.
In LA.
But the Rams just went through a war. Okay.
And
I think, and they're a little bit long in the tooth, bro. Matthew Stafford, Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua keeps getting beat up. I'm going with the Indianapolis Colts, who are the underdog, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
By how many points?
3.5.
I'm going to take the Indianapolis Colts to go in there and shock the world.
If they beat them, that's it. Everybody's on notice.
And cover or win.
But I don't know if they should be. No, I think they're gonna win the game.
Outright.
They're gonna win the game. They're gonna win that game. Rams are favored, right? You said?
Yeah.
Indianapolis Colts wins the game in a nail biter because of the war the Rams just went through in Philly or with Philly. And I'm going Colts, baby. I can't believe I'm saying that with Daniel Jones leading the team.
Told you 2 years ago, he's a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm going on the running game, right?
John
and I'm
Taylor.
going on the defense. Like, listen, Daniel Jones is doing okay, but I'm not ready to crown that dude yet.
I think it's the defense that's flying around and causing turnovers and just being a little Joe
Yeah.
Banshee, man.
Yeah. I'm going Rams.
You going Rams?
I'm going Rams to win. I'm Rams to cover. Just outright. I really think Kenny Moore, that loss that the Colts have in that secondary, is really gonna come back and bite them, especially because he was mainly he's a slot guy. Okay, and then you put Puka in the slot, or you could put Devontae. It doesn't matter, right?
Real quick question? Because I know you might be watching that game closely, but Williams and Corum. People are starting to say Corum's starting to get a little more touches. How true is that?
That's not true. There was something going on last week. We came back this week and it was all Kyron Williams.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Somebody was trying to tell me that the shares are being
But hey,
divvied up
that's
different.
McVay, baby, keeping everybody off balance.
Right. Keeping them on their
Right?
toes.
That's what McVay does. That's
It's
a great
Kyron.
coach.
They just gave this man the bag. It always comes back.
I was
to
never
the
a
bag.
big believer in that guy. I was never, and you know what? He shows me that he's consistent and he's the guy.
Kyron?
Yeah, he's the guy. Next game. This is a game that I think this is where you can win some money. What's the spread on the Niners? What's the spread of the Jaguars at the 49ers?
49ers by 3.5.
I'm taking the Jags money line. I think the Jags win this game. What's the over under?
46.5.
It's going to be over. It's going to be over. I think the Jags win this game. They're going to be 3-1. The Niners come down a little bit. I think Trevor Lawrence, I mean, I have not yet to watch a game where he doesn't airmail a ball. And I think they're starting to realize run the ball. Somebody's running for money over there. Travis Etienne.
Yeah.
He's running good. He's running good.
Mm-hmm.
Contract year's coming up. All this stuff. I think he's going to run all over them. I think Joey Bosa not being there. I like the Jags win money line. How do you guys feel about that to go into San Francisco and slap around the Niners?
I'm going to take the Niners to rally around each other because of the big loss that they had with Bosa. And I'm going to take the Niners, although you don't know who's starting at quarterback yet. But I'm gonna roll with Robert Saleh on this.
Robert Saleh is looking
and
solid.
I have a feeling that he's gonna shut down Trevor Lawrence, and Niners pull that game out.
How you feel, Carl?
Niners win. CMC gets his first rushing touchdown.
He has no rest. He has receiving touchdowns though.
Yeah, he has one.
He has
one. CMC gets his first rushing touchdown of the season. Niners win. You know who I really like on that Niners defense too? Is that rookie Stout, DB.
He's out there balling.
He's looked good the last couple weeks I've seen him play.
I have not noticed him.
Yeah.
I have not noticed him.
Yeah.
I'm missing
He's
that.
pop. He's pop.
He's done some things. Like I said, Niners lose this week. I think that's I want to throw in my lock, but I just saw something else. I got a different lock for you. So next game, Ravens at Chiefs. What's the spread on that one? We got two teams that are 1-2. Interesting. I think Kansas City got a lot of holes. We don't know who they're going to be in the next 3 or 4 weeks until they get fully healthy. But I'm guessing that the Chiefs are what? 3.5?
No, Baltimore's favored by 2.5.
Oh yeah, Chiefs are the
In Kansas City?
Yeah, they can't. They have nobody to spread that. I mean, that's it. It's in the box. They got nobody to stretch that field. They got that Thornton dude, but he ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a Ravens game.
It's a Ravens game, huh?
Later on in the season, I might be taking the Chiefs. But right now with what poor Pat Mahomes has around him,
yeah,
I'm going Ravens.
And I feel like the Ravens are going to start playing desperate. Like, because there's a very good chance, like, this problem that they have on defense is real. Like, because somebody didn't play today. Who was number 92 on their defense?
Bouquet? Yeah, yes. big D tackle.
Big D tackle. He was out. And people were already able to run on them already.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was out today. That's why Montgomery had a day today. I like the Ravens to bounce back, and the Chiefs will be 1-3.
Yep.
I do think that I just like it's the Ravens. Like they got to pull it together, right? Hardball.
They're the more complete team. Baltimore is out of these two.
Right. Those two, huh?
Kansas City can't run the football, so you like let Mahomes beat you. Let him throw it 50 times.
Yeah, well,
which is scary.
Yeah,
right?
I'm like, do you really want that?
But like Omar is saying, like there's nobody out there on the perimeter who's really scaring you.
I mean, dude, he went back to Thornton and completed 2 passes to him.
Yeah,
like they just pull guys off the street.
Yeah, well, the first one the guy couldn't hold on to it. Yeah, and then the second one he got lucky.
And then he put it to him like on Velcro.
But that's what's gonna make them stronger. Struggling through all this and having to fight when they start getting all their pieces back. That's why I think, you know what, man. They're going to be scary.
I think the real question here with the Kansas City Chiefs is how long is Travis Kelce going to be married to Taylor Swift? I think that's more of a hotter question.
You know what's crazy is I think they stay shacked up
forever.
Yeah, why not?
Steven, cue the music. Hey, we were both young.
Oh, man.
Hey, Steven.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's the over-under on that?
What's the over-under?
49.5.
49.5.
I'm going to take the under.
Well, I meant on Travis Kelce.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Also, 6 years, 5 years? It's more interesting. No, I think they're going to be together forever. I think so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If not, I feel sorry for that lot,
If
though.
I'm Travis, bro, I'm washing the dishes, folding the clothes, walking the dog, whatever you need.
Yeah.
Trophy
Park,
has
yeah, bro.
Park the jet in the driveway.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Trophy has
Yes.
Come on,
Sign
man.
me up.
That's a different level, baby.
Yeah, it was a very good strategic move by him to do what he did. If he's in love, he's in love. But whatever.
Good for him.
Good for him. Yeah,
know what I'm
I'm not a
saying?
hater. You know what I mean?
We're going Ravens on that, though.
We're going
everybody.
Ravens. We're going, but you're losing. Bears at Raiders.
Man, we didn't talk about this one already.
We
Kind
did.
of.
Okay, what's the spread on that one?
That one is Chicago by 1.5 on the road.
Raiders got to win this game. I don't want to see the Bears win another game. I just think, like, I hate that Caleb Williams jumping up and down. It's like, dude, you're no good, bro. I already know already. He's no bueno. Ben Johnson, all this and that. The Raiders are more legit. I like the Raiders to win this week. They'll be 2-2, and the Bears will be 1-3.
This is what's going to happen and what we're going to see. Do we finally have that coach that we haven't had since Chucky, his first term? Does Pete Carroll right the ship right after that ugly loss? Right? Because most Raider teams would go and lose this game right away. Right off the bat, just get blown out because of what happened the week prior. Is Pete Carroll the guy?
Mm-hmm.
Does he right the ship? Do these dudes believe in him? We'll see.
I think they just have to find an identity. They don't have their identity yet. I think that's what it comes down to. And I think this week they will, and they're going to pound the rock and they're going to straighten out some things. I like the Raiders.
Yeah. Coin flip, man. But I'm going to go with the Raiders, and I'm going to go with your old boy, Brock Bowers, as the X Factor. See, the Chicago Bears just gave up 15 catches to Jake Ferguson.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that at all.
I don't know
I'll
if
be
it was
all right.
15, but it was a lot. It was like at least 11, 12.
No, he
something.
did. He
It
did.
was crazy.
He was the name that kept on popping up.
Yeah.
Ferguson.
And also, too, Roma Dunze is taking over that wide receiver room, and he's not letting it go. And it's crazy because I don't think DJ Moore is a slouch, but he is low-key relevant.
But Dak and Geno are two different types of quarterbacks. Dak is balling out right now.
Sure.
He delivers the ball. As I said, the Brock Bowers, calmate. You know what I mean? Geno. So, next game, Packers at Cowboys. I'm going to go ahead and say that Jordan Love's going to throw not one, not two, but 3 touchdowns on Sunday Night Football. And they're going to take full advantage of the Cowboys. They got holes in their defense, and I can see Jordan Love balling out. They need a bounce back game. And how many times does Parsons sack Dak? And that's a good one for your over under. Does he sack him one time?
He likes to hold the ball.
2 times?
He's got no CD.
Yeah.
Right?
It's skipping.
Man, I think the Packers are going to kill
You know
him.
what the Cowboys need? They need a pass rusher.
No, they had to stop the run.
I'm just saying.
I mean, they did have a good
I
run.
agree with you,
Ooh,
bro.
is it in Dallas or Green Bay?
It's in Dallas.
And what's the spread?
6.5, Green Bay.
Yeah, they cover. It's going to be a party, and they just lost. They're going to have a fiesta in the Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah.
Cue up the meme with that guy crying.
They're not going to let Micah break some kind of record up in their stadium, though.
Bro, he might pop off for like 4 sacks.
Because Guyton sometimes be on skates.
Oh, skates, bro. We saw
He's young.
Montez
You can tell he's going to be good. Yeah, Montez Sweat
lit him up. Yeah.
He's an animal, though. And Parsons an animal, too. Guyton's still like this little, I'm going to be good, but not right now. Please don't rush me too fast.
And not only that, bro, they lost their guard, Booker. He's out like 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, my gosh.
Dallas.
Yeah.
And Micah likes coming from the inside, too. He likes to stunt and loop and come inside.
That Cowboys secondary is so bad, bro. And don't be surprised if multiple Green Bay Packers go for $1.
Hey, and you know what's crazy? Is that 2 years ago you wouldn't have said that, and they have the same players. You got Diggs, you got Bland, you got all these players. What's the difference?
I think Bland's hurt. Diggs, I've never been a believer in Diggs. I always thought Diggs was just
but
opportunistic.
Why though? Why was he so opportunistic?
He was aggressive because he had a pass rush. Pass rush makes corners.
He had all Micah. What Micah say? I play with all pros. I play with Pro Bowl corners.
He helps them out.
Yeah.
He helps them out.
Because
Yeah.
Hey, shout out Deron Bland, Fresno State.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, yeah, local, baby.
Do your thing.
All right, next game, we got the Jets at the Dolphins. This is the Monday night game. Dolphins are going to lose. What are they? What are they down? What's the spread on that? 7?
No, Miami
9?
by 2.5.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, they're not going to cover. The Jets got to win. I think Justin Fields comes back this game. I'm hoping. I like the Jets to win. I think Miami is just. It's time to sell all their parts after this loss. They'll be 0-4, probably another loss. There's going to be a chain reaction when it comes to dumping players, getting rid of McDaniels. They might not get rid of McDaniels. He's a good coach. I think he lost the locker room maybe.
He's a good OC.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a leader of men.
Yeah.
He's a beta, bro. Yeah, like I said. I mean, those guys will pick those dudes apart. You just lose a couple games.
Yeah.
And they're done on them dudes.
Dolphins win, and I think it's because and it's very dependent on this, and we can fact check it. Sauce Gardner-Johnson got hurt in that last game.
He is not. I've not heard his name at all. Right. He has not done anything.
Well, usually when you're a top corner, you don't. Name,
but
right?
But no playmaking, no interceptions.
Because interceptions is a weird.
They don't throw the ball. They don't throw the ball his way at all.
Exactly. But if Sauce is gone, I was a fan of what I saw Tua do against Buffalo last week. Aside from the most important play of the game,
that pick through the linebacker.
Yeah.
But I just don't see it, especially if Justin Fields is hurt again. I'm not a believer in Tyrod Taylor. You got 2 monster running backs. What are we doing?
No, if Justin Fields wins, it's a lock. They're gonna win.
If 100%. He plays, yeah. You know what though? I don't think he's gonna play, and I'm gonna go with the best quarterback on the field, and I'm gonna take Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, well,
I like Tyrod to win that game.
You know. Interesting fact on him, real quick. Tyrod Taylor, baby mama took him for his house.
Oh, maybe can I take that one back?
And then she's with Jalen Green.
Drea?
Yeah,
Michelle?
Yeah, Drea Michelle. Yeah, I watched Love and Hip. What is it? Basketball Wives.
I think Jalen Green, like they got into a big old argument I saw on the X. They were at like a strip club. They were arguing, then they getting out to the street. You might have like pieced her up. Don't quote me on that.
No.
I don't know if it was a straight on blow, but he did
but she's good. You know who she has a kid from too? She has a kid from Orlando Skandrick, I believe.
Yeah, the corner from.
She knows, bro. She knows
what she's doing.
She knows what she's doing. Bro. Hey, I'm not a hater. You know what I mean? Hey, good for her.
Get your money.
Get your money right. If they're willing to give it to you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know. But anyways, that was had to go side note.
Right.
Drea Michelle. Yeah. That's her name, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Anyways, back to the game.
What are the New York Jets doing with this running game? Please.
Well, Breece Hall is good. He's shown that you play him no matter what.
Right.
He's going to give you numbers. I think they lost the element of surprise when they lost Justin Fields, and that's what happens because Garrett Wilson's putting up solid numbers still. They have some stuff there. They have fantasy relevancy where they can put up points. Aaron Glenn's a good coach. I think they're going to pan this out. I think he was dancing on the sidelines. I saw that.
Little too early, bro. Little too early.
I was like, man, dude. Hey. But I think he shows a lot of passion. I think the team rallies around that. And I think they're going to end up figuring out they're not going to make the playoffs, but they're going to cause some headaches down the line come November, December. They're going to beat a team. Just keep an eye on them. I'm not high on them, but I'm just enough to like, Justin Fields can ball, man. He's a little mini Cam Newton.
No, that's what he is? Justin Fields is Jalen Hurts, but a Temu version.
I don't know. That boy can run, though.
Yeah, I think Justin Fields is a better athlete. I think the only thing Jalen Hurts has on Justin Fields is he has a bigger ass. It's easier to push.
Pause. Play.
Hey, you know, that's a good argument.
You know what I mean?
All right.
Jalen Hurts just has a bigger target. You know what I mean? Push me. And Saquon's strong. Those guys are probably the 2 strongest guys to squat in the NFL when it comes to pound for pound, probably.
Sure.
But anyways, don't get me started on that. I'm not a fan of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, I'm starting to realize I don't like Jalen Hurts more than Baker Mayfield. But anyways, that's another
Braylon Allen. I love Braylon Allen, bro.
He's cool. He's cool. So, the last game, the Bengals at the Broncos. 2-1 Bengals versus 1-2 Broncos. I'm not going to pick this one. What's the spread, though?
Oh, man.
I just get sad looking at my team's emblem, bro. I just think to myself, like, why me?
What could have been?
What could have been?
Right.
If he would have just drank his milk in the mornings, bro.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
And quit sending me pictures of Glass Joe from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Stop. I don't need no more of those.
Man.
You know who I'm talking to. You 4 or 5 people. Stop.
Broncos by 7.5.
Oh.
In Denver.
Okay.
Broncos cover.
I think the most important stat from last week from the Minnesota and Bengals game is what O brought up. They never showed Jake Browning's girl. And when they don't show her, that means we're not doing well. So we need to see more of her.
Right.
Not, it's not a personal thing. It's more of like a team thing.
Yeah.
Because they show her,
Yeah.
he's doing good. We're winning. So we need to see her.
So you think they're going to show a little more of her this week? So you're going with the Bengals then?
Well, I'm always going to go with the Bengals. And I'm never going to pick their game. That's the rule that I'm going to start doing. I'm not going to pick the Bengals game. But I am going to give you this. I keep saying this. If Chase Brown does not get himself into gear, which I don't think it's his problem, but I noticed Brooks was having more success because I think Chase Brown's hitting the line too fast and the blocks are not developing. Josh Brooks has a little bit more like he kind of runs behind his blocks and he lets them set, and that's the difference. Josh Brooks, if Chase Brown gets hurt, is going to have some kind of fantasy relevance right away. Josh Brooks is good. But yeah, I hope we win. What's your guys' take on it?
Of course you hope they win. Come on. Nah, bro, Denver runs away with this.
Denver runs away.
Defense is still solid. Okay, even the offense, last week, Bo Nix just missed on a couple of plays. I don't think that they miss those throws against Cincinnati's defense.
Okay.
I think they connect. Cortland Sutton was the number 2 receiver on the week last week. This week, this guy can go up being number 1.
But does Jamar Chase do something?
I think the catches are going to be there. The yards are not going to be there anymore.
I don't even know what the catches are. He's got the defensive player of the year on him.
Oh, that's another good point.
Jamar Chase is a dog.
And Denver's bringing that heat too.
I got another question for you guys, and I've been thinking about this one. I'm going to present it to you guys. Trey Hendrickson. We know the seasons are going to go sideways pretty soon. He's going to be owed $30 million. We could probably save $16 million this season if we can move him. 1, what is he worth? 2, what's an ideal situation where he goes?
Well, I don't think the Bengals trade him because their front office is ridiculous and doesn't make any kind of sense. I mean, the decisions they make are silly, and what they're thinking is about the $15 million they already spent on him instead of what they could be saving on him. It's just backwards what they do. And I think Trey Hendrickson stays there and they do the same thing over again next year.
Okay. So he's not worth, is he worth I think he's worth the 3rd rounder, but you don't think if there's a team that should call the Bengals and say, pick up the phone, we want to give you a 3rd rounder, 4th rounder for him. Who's that team? Let's say hypothetically, if it does,
it's got to be a contender, and it's not anybody in the AFC. They're not gonna move him to the Chiefs, who could use an edge rusher. They're not gonna move him to Buffalo, who could use an edge rusher.
It's only 1 year rental though.
But
unless they're not gonna give him a multi-year deal at 30 years old.
No, I think I could see a team like Tampa, right? Tampa really needing an edge rusher. Go and solidify that defensive line.
What about the 49ers?
Yeah.
Sugar just stood up right now.
Yeah.
Sugar said, I like that.
Right? Or even the Seahawks. We'll see.
I could see him going to both of those places. 49ers could use Trey Hendrickson. They could use him.
Saints legend, by the way, Trey Hendrickson.
Oh, he came up. We came up on him. He took a couple years. He's a good guy, and he always gives a lot of love to who's the other Cameron Jordan.
Yeah.
He gives a lot of love to him that showed him his way, and that's why he's been able to show Shamar Stewart what's up. I read a little article on that.
Shout out Florida Atlantic.
But he is a baller, no gloves. He's a G. But that basically wraps up it. But going back, looking at everything, I think the lock this week, if I was to take a 3-teamer and try to make some real money, I'm taking the Giants to cover, and I know I'm going back to the well again. I like the Rams money line. I like the Jaguars money line. And if you want to add something, you can throw the Raiders in there and you do a 14. That's what I'm thinking. I think that $20 could turn nice money on that. And you lock it in early because I feel like those lines are going to get shorter as the week goes on. Always. Anytime you want to place a bet, I know it's risky, but I love to place bets on Tuesday when it comes to parlays. Or Tuesday, Wednesday, always ahead of the curve because you never know. It changes quick. But for my final thoughts, I wanted to touch on next week. I'm going to be going out to some high school football games. I want to see what kind of talent's out there. So I'm reaching out to you guys here in the Central Valley. There's a couple locations. I want to start having some of these younger kids on here that are actually playing high school football, if we can circle around to that. But if you guys can let me know what kid in your area is dominating, reach out to us on the YouTube drop in the comments this kid at Redwood here and there. Help me out. Let me know where the real talent's at. I'm watching the news and I see a lot of studs out there. So if you know them, we can match that up and we can go out there and take a look what's going on with the talent here in the Central Valley. But thank you again, guys, for listening, subscribing, liking, commenting. And thank you for K-Mac coming again.
Yes,
we have K-Mac next week. And Sugar and thank you for you guys. But adios. Adios.